I'm audible, guys. Okay. Just let's wait for 1 minute or 2 minutes, and then we'll start. Okay. Hi, Mir. Okay, let's start now. Hello, everyone. So, in the last session, when we were discussing about the function module, we just went through basics of function module as a modulation technique. Okay, so SAP function module is part of modulation technique. Okay, which helps us to reuse the code. Okay, many places, and it is an object which is stored in SAP. Okay, it's not a local object or something like that. It has to be created in some TR. We can store it. We need to have package. We need to have a function group that where it will be stored. Okay, we'll see how to create a function module. So the T code is SE37. Then here we get the option of function module. Okay, we can give any name which you want to give. So if you want to give G demo fm, okay, that also we can give any function module name, and then we can write our logic. Okay, so I'll tell you the scenario why we require this function module and where do we use it actually. So guys, you will be knowing that we have used SAP ABAP report, right? So if I take any report which is there in the system, GALB report, okay, so there what they have used is they might have used one function module. You can see here reuse ALB grid display, right? So this function module is used in most of the reports wherever they want to display some output in the grid format. Okay, inside the function module, if I click on double click on this, okay, there is some thousand line of code will be written like 25, or inside that there will be some perform they will be calling, which is again stored in some lines. Okay, so already some piece of code has been written in this. Okay, and then we are only just using it, we are not changing anything. What we just did it do it actually, that we just pass the data which is expecting for this function module. Okay, so to make use of this function module, what they say is that you just fill this information or these fields. Okay, and in the return we'll give you the something. It can be some tables, it can be changing thing, it can be display. Okay, so it's all written in the function module in the code segment over here. Okay, but what we need to pass is we need to pass some value, some field, some input we need to pass to this function module. It is similar like are include programs which we have created and or the subroutines, but unlike subroutines or here, it is stored over here, okay, and we can execute directly in the SE37. If I just execute, we can execute over here, okay, but include programs and subroutines we cannot execute directly, right? So that can be one of the question, okay, people ask in the interview. So which modulation technique we can execute independently? So only function module we can execute, okay. So similar way, if you want to perform, see, these many things are fields or tables, or all those things are being passed in this function module, and the return we might get some exception or some message, okay, some error we are getting, sometime we are not filling the proper data, okay. We can pass some table data also in the table segment, okay, that also possible. And sorry, so those things we need to do in the function module if you want to remove the repetitive code. So if you see here, if I just go to this function module and if I just check where this function module was used, okay, so we have this where used list, right? So if I just click on this and select everything, okay, click on OK. So if you see this, almost thousands of, or at least not thousand, then 500 plus. See, we can see the scroll bar over here, it's very small. It means a number of places this function module has been used. If I just open any of this program, this is standard programs, okay, see, we can see in this program they have used this function module. So these many times if you're using some function module means you are reducing the code of the main program, okay, or the main function module which you are gonna write in the SAP, okay, you are reducing the number of lines in the code actually by directly using the already given or your own customized function module. You can create your own function module and then you can utilize in 100 programs, 10 uh, 10,000 programs like that, okay. If you think that that function module is going to help you, likewise, okay, it's similar like our class or methods, okay, we can say. So there we are using those methods in multiple places with the help of our class, okay, that we can say, okay, this is methods is also one of the modulation technique, okay. So we can create our own method, okay. So let's see how to create it, and if any doubt, let me know in the between, I'll help you to answer that also, okay. So the T code is SE37, okay. Now to create a function module, okay, to create a function module we need one group, function group. So what is function group actually? Function group is our behaves like a container, okay. So if you have multiple function group or you have some screens, you have some tables, you have some module pool, okay, or TMG. So all those things you can store in one function group for time being, okay. So I'll give an example that you want to store all those like like you are working in a project, okay, where and ST or FI3 modules are there, and we are working on all three, okay. But when you're working on, so what the function will say, you store related thing in one folder, FI related thing in one folder, and ST related thing in one folder, okay. So there we can create one function group for one for ST, one for FI. Accordingly, you can similarly see. So when we go to function group, you can easily see which all objects are belongs to module. So this is the only the play the role of container or folder we can say in SAP function group. So first we need a function group to store the function module. Okay, so let's create the function group first. So how to create the function module? So you can go to either SEAT, okay, or you can go to from here in the go to section, okay, in the menu, click on the function group, just hover over it, it will automatically give you, and then we have option called create group. Here we can see the group change, delete, create, or find also possible. If you don't know what's the name, then you can search for it. So let's create one fresh group, okay. So we'll give a name like G group demo, okay, and then give some demo function group for function module. We can give some meaningful description you should give so that when you are looking for it, you can easily find it. So G group, I'm storing it in local object. We don't have any package or TR. Okay. Now my group is created. Okay. Now let's use this group name while creating the function module. Okay. So here there is a one learning actually which I want to explain to you. So if I click on create and pass the function group name, okay, give some description. This is the description for short text for function module, okay, function module. to receive uh, data from Mara table. We'll take a small example only, okay, for something like that. Then click on create. If we say that, we just get a warning, okay, that's all enough. The function group got module got created, but when we are going to activate it, let's see whether it's gonna allow us to activate. See, it says some error. Let's see what's the error. The master program function module does not begin with function pool. Okay, so here we have not given any input or output, so that's the reason it's giving us the input. Okay, no problem. So we'll go with that error also in some time. Okay, now when we click on this create button, okay, we get this screen over here. Okay, what we see over here is, see, we get some options like attributes, import, export, changing, tables, exceptions, and source code. Okay, and the attribute section, if we go, okay, here what this is, what is your function group name, like it is a folder which we have created, and container, and you have to give the name, automatically it comes, and this is a description for that, and this is a description for my function module over here. Okay, now if you see here, one options are coming, what is the processing type over here. Okay, so there are three kind of function module available in SAP. One is regular function module. A regular function module means it will just behave like a normal. You are giving some input and you are getting some output, or you are doing some calculation. You are not taking any output also, but you are performing some operation or transaction inside that. Okay, so for that kind of normal work, you can do some regular function module. You can select. Okay, now, next one is remote enabled function module. Okay, what does the remote enabled function module does is that when we connect some third party system, okay, we there is this is one of the interface technique. Okay, like we connect two systems in SAP and non-SAP, or SAP to SAP also we can do with the help of RFCs. This is called RFC function module. Okay, remote enabled function module. If you want to do this, we have to use this in SAP system. Okay, so we'll explain you one by one how to create these also. Okay, now the third thing is update module. Okay, so in the SAP system, we have some scenarios over there that we cannot directly use the commit work or rollback or exit things in the enhancement or in many places. Okay, in that place we create one update module function function module. Okay, and there is a syntax for that, like call customer call function module in update task. Okay, something like that, and then we call that function module. Okay, inside that we write the logic, and then all commit and all those things we did. So there is some scenarios for that, and why do we do not do the commit and all that, we'll learn in future. Okay, so in that we have some options like start, delay, call, run. Okay, start immediately, we should start immediate the function, or want some wait for that, so that thing also we can give. Okay, so we'll learn that in upcoming sessions, but for now we'll go with regular function module. Okay, so click on the regular function module. Now automatically it gets created or selected. Next term is import parameter. Okay, so if I just create this function module and want to use in my report programs, right, we use it in our report programs, we can use it in our function module, we can use it in our enhancement. Okay, we can use it in our BDC programs. Okay, so all those places are included. So wherever you are using this function module, you need to pass some value to function module. Okay, you need to pass some value, and then you want to perform some operation, then you can do it. Okay, and you want to get some values from that function module, like we are sending like if you want to do some example, like I want to do sum of two numbers. Okay, hi guys, so we want to do some sum of two numbers. So what we'll send a value of first field, value of the second field, and then export, what we can expect is output over here. Okay, so these are the parameters we have, import and export. Now we have next parameter which is called changing parameter. Okay, so what is changing parameter over here is that you can send some value, okay, as an import in this segment. Okay, and you can receive the value, both the things you can do. So sometime what's happening, I'll give you the scenario that you send some value over here, okay, in the changing parameter, and in the import section you send some information over here, okay. So let's suppose I'm sending one output as I know I gave a equals to 10 and b equals to 20, so we know the output export should be 30, right? And what we did is in changing, we sent output as 40, which is incorrect. So what we can do is we can change the value of this field in the code, okay? And then we can revert back again with the new values. So this changing parameter will hold the new value actually, okay? When it is coming back. We can pass the tables also, and we can receive the tables. So this can be our uh, we can send the table content also in the SAP. Okay. So if you want to send some table data, then you can use the tables. Okay. Exceptions. Okay. What is there in exception? So guys, when we are writing some queries, let's suppose some select query we are writing. Okay. We are doing some read statement. Okay. Or any query or something which we are getting failed. Okay. Or not working correctly. So what we mostly do is we write a message right over there, like this is not working, data not found, no access to execute, something like that, okay. But here in the dialog, how will you do this? For that, SAP has given us this exception tab. We can create one parameter over here, and then we can pass the value over here that can be utilized. So we'll see that how to use that and how not to use that, okay. Then we have source code, okay. So source code, like here you have to write your own logic to make the output, okay. So let's try to build that, okay. So what is our FM we are going to do? We are going to fetch the information from Mara table. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. So we'll go to the source code here. And first, what is the import parameter? So we will pass, what we'll pass? We'll pass one material number, Metner. And like we follow the sequence, like naming convention as IM for import. Okay. IM underscore Metner, which is of type Metner only. Okay. So automatically it come. It's a custom type, then it will not come. You can give your short text over here, okay, and long text if you want to give for description, then you can do that also. That will make help actually to person. Here we have two things available, okay. One is pass by value or pass by optional, okay. If you want to make this field optional, then also fine, it will work, okay. If you want to make it mandatory, do not check this, because meta number is compulsory to get the input from the Mara table. Otherwise we will get all the entries, or the data might not fetch if you are using the equal operator, right? Now we are passing only meta number over here for now. And then export, what do we want? We want table, right? Table data we want. So we'll say ex underscore Mara type Mara. Okay, here see, if I just press F4, it is asking type reference to and type, right? So if you just type table of Mara, see here it says type line of construction not support, type table of and type line of. It is not allowing us to do it. Then we will just remove it, okay? What we can do, we can go to tables sections over here, and then let's give the tables over here, okay? So LT or T underscore Mara we can give, okay? Let's check it. So in the type section here, it is giving type again and then Mara. Okay, it is obsolete. So we have to use like actually. Hmm, yeah. So like allows us. So let's see this in the standard FMO how they have given is, okay. So if you are not sure how to do that, so we can use what was the program name we have used? Reuse. It will be great display. Go to display mode. See here in the export parameter also we can give that, but I did not give. See import parameter, if I go, they might be using this event. See, this is a type table of, okay, this is type table of. So and in the export parameter, if you see here, sorry, in the tables, yeah, so they have not given any table type. It is blank, right? It is blank, so no problem, okay. You can keep it blank also if you don't know the type of that thing. But let's see that over here, okay. Then go to our function module, go to change section, okay. Now, see, this is automatically getting increased when we give the import and tables. If you have multiple line of code adding here, it will automatically get changed. Okay. Then we can give like Mara. Like means nothing. It's similar to Mara we are giving over here. Okay. And then in exception. Okay. So we can give some a reason or error or message. Okay. So we can give like e underscore message. Okay. So text we can give error message. So this is going to store the error message of this thing. Just save it, check it. See, there is no error found in text. Activate it. Okay. So it is giving error. See, it says it does not begin with function fuel and all. Why we are getting this error here is okay because the container which we have used, okay, it is not activated. Okay. So let's first go and activate this container or function group in the SCAT we can go. Okay. Function group, give the function group name, right click over the function group, okay, and activate it. If you want to see first, you can go to includes over here. If you just double click on this include first, see that will be inactive. You can see over here, we just created, but we have not activated, and that might be the reason it is giving us the error actually. Okay, so right click on that and activate the function mode, includes only. See, it got activated. Now let's go back, and our FM also got activated with that. Okay, because we selected our FM as well. Change, and it got activated. Okay, now if you want to write some operation over here, okay, if you want to write some operation over here, what we can do, we can write single select query. Okay, select star from, let's take everything for now. Okay, select star from Mara into table. So now which table you will be using it? We have not created any table, right? We have not declared any table over here. So for that you will have to declare some table table first. Okay, data underscore ltmara type tab type table of Mara. Okay, you can give your customized fields also. Okay, you can create your structure as well, that's not a problem. Okay, then we can use this in our query ltmara. Okay, where Metner equals to, and what is the Medner value we are getting? We are getting the Medner value in this import parameter, right? So we can copy and then write it in the source code. Okay. Or what you can do is, like, if you don't want to use directly this field, you just create one local variable. Okay. Data lb Medner type. Then you just pass the value over that parameter. Okay. Then lb Medner, or you can use write command, which we have learned in the smart form. Write I am Medner to LB Metner. Okay, do the pretty printer. Okay, what's the error here? Error in formatting line 1. Okay, so we can pass LB Metner over here, or directly we can use that field, which is totally depends on us. Okay, now let's say end function is not allowed here. Dot is expected. Okay, where we are getting the error? Syntax check. So there is no syntax check error. So activate it. Okay, see, we have written the query now, it's working fine. Not working yet, we have not checked. So let's do one thing, let's put a breakpoint over here. Okay, activate it, and now let's call the FM. We can directly execute the FM from the main screen. See, we can call the FM. So let's first take one material number SE16N, go to Mara table, execute. We'll take any random number from the material table. Okay, we are taking this 1398. Okay, go back, go to our SE37 and simply execute it. See, if you execute, it will ask to give one material number. Okay, if we execute it, it will not. It will ask to give the value at least. If you press enter, okay, it will go to debug mode, but you will not get any data. If I click on Altimara, see my Altimara is blank. Let me go share my screen. We have been given in the in the function module, but in the debug it will say it's empty. Okay. So if you see here, we have not passed anything in the LV Metner, right? I am Metner, we have not passed anything. So my Altimara is blank. See, there is no data. That case, we can just store that value here that I am Metner is blank and we can pass it. So we'll see that also. Now let's go back, give this number over here, 1398. Okay. Let me reshare my screen. Okay. So now I'm giving my number as IT 1398. Okay. And see here, currently there is zero entries showing here because we have not just executed it only. Okay. Execute it. We will be again in the debug mode. Let's go to debug mode. Okay. Still it says zero entries. Okay. So what could be the reason we are getting zero entries over here? So I am Metna is fine. I think zeros are missing in LB Metner actually. Mhm. So, but this is a type of Metner. Okay. So if I go here again, change the value of this LB Metner to complete and execute it. Now we get one entry over here. Okay. So, sir, guys, sometime we have to do conversion also to make the queries, right? So you guys might be knowing how to do the conversion, internal and output thing, right? That we call. So let me share my screen. So what we will do now, we will change the value because we are not getting initial zero in LV Metner. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll use one conversion here. So let's go to Metner. Okay, in the domain we are having routines over here. This is output routines. Double click on that. We'll get two things over here, right? So we'll take this conversion input one. Okay, because we want that value in the input part. Okay, so if you'll just click on this, okay, copy this number and then let's go back to our function module. See, this is also function module we are going to use in our programs to convert normal string to the string which is similar to material number. Okay, so how to call this? Just click on this function module pattern, give the name over here, mat1 input. Okay, remove this thing. Importing is fine and input is fine, and then output. Mm, okay, give the value as LB Metner. If you want to give some other variable, that also possible. You can pass the value in LB Metner. Okay, now it will give you the value as with zeros. Okay, so let's check petty pointer. Okay, and activate it. Our FM is activated now. Now let's run it. Okay, so if I give again same 1398. Okay, 1398 and execute, it will go in the debug mode. Okay, it will go in the debug mode. Let me share my screen again. If you let's click on the Altimara, see this time we got one entry directly, right? Why? Because we passed the value which was expected by table. Okay, so you have to test it before when you are passing it over to customer or the functional, that whether its function model is working correctly or not. Okay, it's a positive and negative scenarios. Okay, So here we have what we did is we passed 1398. So let's show it again to you. So I am putting a trigger over here. Okay, LB vendor value I'll give 1398. What this function module will do, it will add the leading zeros. Okay, leading is starting. See, automatically it has started create the leading zeros. Similar way we have output also. If you want to reduce the zeros, you can reduce it and display only 1398. Okay, there we use the output thing, and then we got the input table data in the LTMARA. Okay, see, we got one entry over here. We got one entry related to that material. Okay, and then we will pass that entry over here in that where we are passing this. See, it has not got anything. It is zero entry. Okay, let me share my screen again. See, even if we executed that, we have not received any data. Means we have not written any data to LTMARA. It is still zero. Why? Because we have not filled that table. That has to be done. Okay. So in that case, what you can do is either you can use directly the table which is there. Okay. That was a table name. We have given t underscore mara, right? So this you can use, and then you can fill this value over here. Let's check syntax check, or you need to pass the values of these tables to that thing. Okay, now this time I'm not going to put breakpoint. Let's simply execute. Okay, 1398 we can give and execute. Okay, now this time if you see here, one entry is available, right? Because we have filled this table inside that function module, and now we can access this in our main report program. Okay, so let's create one report program. I'll show you how to call this thing and how we can utilize it. Okay, so this is my function module which will take the data from the Mara table. Okay, so we'll take this, go to SE38 simply. Okay, then create G demo FM report. Okay, create report to create function module demo. Okay, this will take as an executable, save it as a local. Okay, so this is my report. We'll just simply call function module over here first. Okay, so what is expecting now? We are it is expecting material number it has to give, and then table maintainer means the table which is going to holds the information in this program. Okay, not we are sending, but this program which table is going to hold the data. Okay, so let's create the table. See, this is how we write the report programs, right? So first we need a parameter where we will give the material number. So we'll create one parameter p maintainer type maintainer. Okay, and then inside we'll create one table data lt mara type table of mara. Okay, you can give your customized table also. We am taking currently full table so that we don't have to create any structure. Now what we'll pass is we'll just directly pass this parameter over here. Okay, and then this table directly over here. Okay, and let's put a breakpoint over here. Check first if any syntax error. No syntax error. Guys, you need to make sure one thing actually. Okay, I'll tell you what's that thing. Okay, I put a breakpoint to see whether any information is coming into this LTMARA or not, and I'll put a breakpoint. Yeah, so let's give 1398 over here, execute. Okay, the debug dialog will open now. So open this program in the debug mode. See, my debug dialog is open from the report. And if I double click on this tmara, okay, it is still in function module. You can see that this is there in the function module which we have created, g demo fm. Okay, this is written in this include. Actually, this is function group we have used, group demo, right? Inside that, if you F5, okay, it will go back to your main program. See here in this LTMARA is having one entry over here. Okay, you have not written the code over here. You have just used the function module, and then you can utilize this table data in your program. See, this is holding the information. Now you want to go for further processing or any other thing. Okay, that is also possible. So let's print the data directly. Okay, we can print this data. So we have one demo class available, that we utilize mostly for testing purpose. Can someone write the demo class name which we use for testing purpose? The name something demo output. Are you guys there with me? I'm waiting for input, guys. Okay, so there is one class cl underscore demo underscore output. Okay, and then inside that we have method. Okay, what is the method name? Display. This we use, and then here we give the save. See this, we can save our time to create the field catalog and all, but this is for testing purpose only, not for the user purpose. It will not give you any screen, it will just give you the output on the screen. Okay, directly. Okay, great. So let me remove the breakpoint from here, otherwise it will go there every time when we are executing this. Okay, and here also there is no breakpoint. Okay, fine. Okay, save, activate, and execute. Okay, we here we'll give 1398. See here, we can see one output in the pop-up window. This is my material number, this is my date, name, user, and other information, mtart information, material, material group, material type. Okay, so all those are available here when we are creating the report program. But how many lines of code we have written? We just wrote only 2 lines only, right? One is assigning the parameter or creating the parameter, and creating one table here and display it, right? If there was no reusability of that, we'll have to write almost 10,000 line of code again in our program. So and so that it helps us to reduce the code we are doing. Okay, hope it's clear, guys. So this is a sample example we have taken. You can do this for a very like complex logic also, you can write in function module. Okay, then you can display the database on 4 tables, 5 tables. You can select the files from servers. Okay, proxies also, you can do that thing. Give me a moment, guys. Yeah, so this we have seen the data when we got the data. Now if you see here in the call function, we have one parameter we created, exception. Okay, so it will hold some message, right? How will it pass a message? Let's suppose if I give activate this, execute. If I give only the number 1, do we have data for this? Okay, see there is no data for that, it is coming blank right over here. So for such kind of thing, what we do mostly in the queries, we write the output like no data found, right? So similar way we'll have to write here also. So if size sub rc, okay, not equal to 0 means it is failed. The statement which is written on top is got failed. Okay, then what you have to write is you need to write some message, right? Either you can do write here. Let's see, try to do a write over here. Okay, write or message. Okay, no data found. Okay, this is what we do in the report programs. We just give this information in the message section that no data found and type I. Okay, or type E, we can do anything. Okay, now let's execute it. If I give only one value, execute, no data found came here, right? But suppose if we have many errors. Okay, in single function module, we got multiple error of messages, so we cannot do that in directly in the function module. We cannot write the messages in the function module itself. So what we do is we store that message and then we pass it to a report program. This message is not passed to a report program. Okay, this is only used over here. But where we are writing the actual logic, this is my report program, right? G report. Here I need to access that and then do the processing based on that, not there, right? So for that, we will be using this thing over here. Okay, the exception parameter which we have created here, right? E message equals to exception, and then this we need to enable it exception things. Okay, but if you enable this also, what will happen if size average is not equal to 0? You need to write your message over here. Okay, so let's see what happens. So message type no data found, type I. Okay, no data found, type I. Okay, and let me remove the message from here in the function module. Okay, remove this message from here and let's give that here. Okay, now let's activate this code. Execute, give one, execute. Here we should get the output, but we did not get the output here. See, we gave the message over here, right? So why we have not got the message? Because we have given this as a number one, right? That size of ours equals to number one. Let's put a breakpoint over here. Okay, and execute. Give one, execute. What's the size of RC value? Okay, it's coming 0. How come it's possible? Because the function module worked properly. Okay, there was no error in the function module, so that's the reason size of RC value is 0. But we do have exception value available. Okay, our exception value is not initial, I think. Okay, we need to use this exception value in the function module first. Okay, so let's use this and the function module first. How to use it? We need to fill this value. Okay, so let's go here in the function module. Okay, inside that we can say if signs of RC not equals to 0, then what you have to do is we have this parameter e message, this exception or raise exception. Okay, we use the keyword over here in the source, raise this thing. Okay, let's check, no syntax error, activate it. Okay, now we just say the raise this means this message is found. This is e message, data not found message. We can make it generic also. I'll tell you how to do it in the upcoming session. Data not found. This is message for my one thing actually. Okay, let's activate it. So we have raised this. Okay, now my e message equal to 1 is there. Now let's activate it. Just execute, give us a 1, activate it. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, I'll share my screen over here. I don't know why the lines are coming. Let me share it. Okay. Now what we have given is inside this function module, we raised the one exception. Okay. So let's see what the size of RC value here. See, automatically it has become 1. Okay. Then if it is 1 means this message got raised. Okay. This message got raised that something is wrong. Then we will just say no data found over here and our message will be printed and we can see that in our main screen. That's how we can utilize our exception tab from the function module. Okay. One sec, let me share my screen again. What is happening actually? This is my information. Okay, let me share the entire screen. So we got the no data found over here. Okay, so this is just a basic which we will be doing it. Okay, if we click OK, then no data found because we have not stopped the processing after this. Okay, we should have stopped the processing. If else we can say else, else you print the data, that there we can write our logic. Okay, so now if we just see this, activate it. Okay, execute, give one, execute. Okay, so debugger got started, we got the error message, and that's all, the processing is completed. Similar way we can do this. Okay, so we have raised this exception, okay, in this function module. How to raise exception? We have to use a keyword called raise exception. Okay, here, so that's how we can utilize. So we have seen how to use the import tab, how to use the export tab. Okay, export tab we have not seen, and tables we have seen. Okay, and exceptions also we have seen. We'll see export and changing tab in the upcoming session. Okay, if you guys have any doubt or question, let me know. So these are the basics of function module, how to create the function modules. Okay, we can give the export parameter also, like if I want to give same. Okay, let's take the export parameter also. Okay, so if I want to pass this in export parameter as well, t mara, I can take ex mara. Okay, then here like, and then mara. Okay, we can utilize this segment also. Okay, this is also my table mara, or you can use some field only if you want to use. Then what you have to do is go to the source code. Okay, inside that, okay, inside the source code, what we have done here is we fill the table t mara directly. Okay, now we have to fill ex mara also. So if sin sub rc not equal to 0, what you have to do is ex underscore mara should be equal to t mara. Okay, so we are copying the content of t mara into this table. Okay, now just because you have changed this over here, okay, ex mara is not an internal table, occurs and a specific is missing. Okay, remove this thing, directly we'll use without brackets. Okay, so we have fill this value. But if you see here, we have changed one parameter over here, right? Earlier it was xmara was not there, but in my report program, it's it is not appearing over here. So there's no use of using it. So for that, what we have to do is we'll have to change this program. So that's why if you're getting any function module, you'll have to change those in wherever we are going to use that function module. Okay, so if you want to utilize the xmara, see earlier in the importing parameter here, the xmara was not there, now it is here, right? You can see here now xmara is coming, so we can use the exmara as well in our thing. Okay, so I'm just copying it and pasting over here so that I don't have to write the code again. Okay, so now we need some table to store the exmara table also. Okay, so we will use one table. Let's create a replica of this. Okay, ltmara 1. Okay, here we can give the ltmara as 1. Let's check. Okay, there's no error. Activate it. Okay, simply execute. I'll give a value as 1398 only. Execute. Go to desktop 3 here. See, we have put a debugger over here. See, we are passing 1398. What is LT Mara thing one? Nothing. It's blank currently. And IT Mara also, it's blank only. So press F6. We got a dump. Okay, so why we got this dump actually? So the reason is it says type conflict during a function module call. Okay, so which parameter got failed? So guys, when we are passing any importing or exporting or table parameter, make sure both the things of same type. Okay, so here which parameter got failed? If you want to read it, you can go here in the down section. You see here in the function module interface. Okay, it was stipulated that only fields of a specific type and length can be specified under exmara. Okay, the currently specified field ltmara 1 has the right type, but its length is incorrect. So it says like the table type or we have used is not correct actually. So let's see it. Okay, so it mara is of what's the type of xmara actually? First let's see that. So ex mara is like mara only. Okay, and then Ultimara is type table of Mara. Okay, so it should not give a dump actually. Like and type both are same. Like mm, okay, so let's change it. It should not give error actually, but still it is giving error. If someone knows why the reason is, you can write it down. I'll read it out. Okay, so what we can do here is we will just use the like operator and then execute. Okay, but the concern here is if we are going to debug this actually whether it's gonna come out correctly or not. So let's debug it. Okay, execute, give 1398, execute. Okay, we are in FM. It should not give a dump. Yeah, we are inside the FM. Okay, go to desktop 3. Conversion is fine. In LTMara, are we getting any output? Yeah, we got one entry. In XMara, it's currently okay. That might be the reason because it's taking as a structure, not a table actually. Okay, we need to pass it as a table. That's the reason it is taking as structure actually over here, and that's why. So at least one table should be used. Okay, let's fill it later. Now if we come here in LTMara 1, there is no content, but in LTMara 2 we have content. Okay, just click on this. It is not having any content because it's taking as a structure, not a table. Okay, so it will display output of LTMara 1 only. See here. Okay, so if you are going to pass some information in that format, just use it as a table parameter. You can use as a table. Okay, if you want to pass or receive the data, but if you are putting some structure or uh, fields value like one field, two field, three fields, then we can go for this import and export parameter. In the changing also we can pass this. So this we'll see in the next time, guys. Okay, if you guys have any doubt, you can post the comment over here. I'll read it out, or let's meet tomorrow. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Good night. Bye. Okay, so no doubt, guys, right?